Okay. Alright, I'm going to start with trying an invasion or two just to get warmed up here, then I'm going to start this. Anybody we can kill really quick. Alright, we got somebody. World Zeus 697. Indicted. I'll take it. Okay, but let's get to the point of the video here. I'm gonna go ahead and start a new game. This new guy, let's call him Duralius. Go with the warrior. There we go. Master Key is our starting gift. Physique. Let's do like a big kind of dude face. Commoner's fine. I don't really get a lot into the details here. So like a short kind of soldier haircut. Dark brown is fine. And away we go.
In the age of ancients.
Yeah, we're going to go and skip the story. That's not what we're here for. Get my key. So early on, you're just gonna run past like all of this, unless you've never played the game before. You'll want to read stuff like this because it's teaching you the basic controls. But we're gonna assume you already know how to play this game, and if not, like read the tutorials. You'll be fine. So let's go up the ladder here. Like the tutorial area, you're just going to speed run this place for the most part. There's only a few things you need, and once we get to Firelink Shrine, that's where the most of the major gathering will begin. But within like an hour or two, you can have a pretty strong character with a lot of good gear before you really start the main path through the game. So this boss here, we're just not even going to deal with him. Let's go out the door. Come back to that later. This should be our shield. Put that on. Oops. Okay. Proper longsword now. So a boulder's going to roll on us. Just move out of the way. We'll break a hole in that wall. We're going to go through that in just a second here, but I'm going to unlock this little shortcut.
Oh, you. Thank goodness. I'm done for. I'll die soon. I wish to ask something. You and I. Regrettably. But perhaps there is an old thou who art in thine neck when thou ring. Well, now you. Oh, an Estus.
So now we have our Estus flask. Of course, that's important.
No,
and that key. Just gathering a little bit of souls for a moment. These guys are fairly easy to kill. Okay. Now we can go fight the boss and actually take him out here. Drop on his face. Should have rolled a little quicker, huh? Okay, so we take that one out, and see if I can open this door. There's one secret over here you can grab on the way out. It's not much, it's just some souls. Right here. And you're going to be collecting quite a few of those through this little run. Because by the time you gather all your gear, you're going to be grabbing a few levels, and you're going to want some of that currency for like upgrades for your weapons and stuff, or maybe a couple levels to get you where you need to be to play whatever class, you know, whatever weapon you're trying to play with. So we get dropped to Firelink. I'm going to go ahead and rest. I'm not even going to bother to talk to him right now. Now, usually the first thing I do is we're going to gather the little bit of gear that's just right here at Firelink. So we'll get some humanity from that guy. And the humanity, we're not going to use any just yet. Like, you don't really need to be human for quite a while. You don't need to be, really, ever, but it does have its benefits if you want to actually summon people or invade or whatever. Or just having, you know, soft humanity so that you have the bonus to your item find. That's always nice. We'll talk to this guy. I'm not going to be using faith spells or anything, though. Or miracles.
So would. Very well.
But I will join the Covenant there. So I will shamelessly use help in this game to get through bosses. I don't care. I've beaten them all before.
Now.
Not a big deal.
Come again.
Go up these stairs. There should be some souls right here. Again, I'm not going to spend any of these just yet. We'll do like a proper soul dump when we get to where we're going. I should have leveled before I got too much further, but that's okay. I'm going to just drop into the in this area, these chests, and then get back to Firelink here in a minute. So some cracked red eye orbs. Morningstar and Talisman. A Talisman, you're going to need that if you're going to be casting miracles. The Morningstar is a pretty good little weapon. It's got bleed, pierce damage. But the really important thing that we're getting here is some more bones. These can be a lifesaver. I'm going to be using one soon. Now I'm just going to try to grab a few things and hopefully I don't die along the way. I don't want to lose them 2,000 souls. But I will come back for them if that's the case. There's a couple things I want over here. This Sway Hander. I don't really use that much, but that's where you get it if you want it. But what I'm here for is this Winged Spear. That is my favorite weapon. Now I'm going to run back to the fire just to outrun these skeletons. Make them respawn. And there's a couple other things I want to grab really quick. Let's go ahead and level up first, just in case I die. I don't want to lose my stuff. I believe to use spear. Hold on, let me check my requirements really quick. Get a 15 dex and a 13 strength. Okay. So my strength's already there, so my dex needs 2 points. There we go, good there. And I'll add another one to endurance. Okay, so only 65 souls in the line now if something happens. Okay, I still got the medium roll, so now I got a spear and a sword. I'm going to switch to the spear. And we're going to go back in here because there's a few more souls we can grab. Mainly. Around this corner here's this. We're going to go back up here. All the way around. Grab these. Okay, so I'm going to roll down here. I'm going to grab this. Now there's a couple more things back that you can get. There's like a Caduceus shield, or however you say it, which is okay. I don't really use it. You can also get the binoculars there, which are about useless. I don't really bother to grab them. But they're out there in the graveyard. They're easy enough to get. No, actually, since I'm like showing where gear is, I might as well grab them really quick. Just kind of show anybody watching. Let's see, I'm back this way. So I'm going to go grab the binoculars and the shield really quick. I turn the right way. Yeah. I don't know, I never really bother using the shield here. It's just not that good to me. And I think this is it? Yeah. Now I might get killed going for these binoculars because coming back can be a real pain. Oh. Okay, I might get out of here with my life. Just don't want to let myself get staggered or anything, or run out of stamina. And respawn them. Okay. So that was the first step. So now we've got the winged spear, we got a morning star, got the Zweihander. So that's a nice collection of weapons right from the get-go. The Zweihander is one of the best weapons in the game. You can grab it right there, and you can beat the game with that thing easily. Morning star's not bad. I just like the spear, kind of fits my style. This thing, like, its stats are okay. Not something I ever really use. I'd rather use the heater shield. 100% physical just feels more important. You deal with physical damage like way more often than anything else in this game. And 70% fire resistance is pretty nice. Though, so I see the magic and lightning is pretty good for this, and you know, I can see someone switching to that to help with that situation. Well, the weight's not bad, it's only a pound, so that's cool, but I'm not going to use it. And you got your talisman if you want to be able to cast miracles. But if you start as a priest, you'll have one already. Next thing I'm going to go get, we're going to go down into New Londo Ruins, and we're going to grab a Firekeeper Soul and upgrade our Estus Flask here. And this is our Firekeeper. We'll talk to her when I get back. So it's cool in this game that you're offered a lot of ways to go right from the beginning. Although, I mean, really, you're only supposed to go one direction at first. Like, that's low level enough for you to really handle it. But if you slip into some of the other areas, and you know what you're doing, you can pull out some pretty good gear and get out of there before you get too much trouble. So here's some more souls right here. There's some more money in the bank. We'll be using that later. So while you're down here, just a heads up, there is a smith down here. If you bring him Titanite shards, he will upgrade your gear.
Well, this is unusual. More importantly, I'm Ricky of Vinine.
Also, if you are someone who wants to play with sorcery, he's the first guy you get that gives you any kind of sorcerer gear and spells. Now, if you start as a sorcerer, you're going to have this stuff anyway, though. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. There we go. So he sells heavy soul arrow and soul arrow. He'll give you sorcerer's catalyst, which you use to cast sorcery spells. He'll also repair your equipment and reinforce it if you have, or modify if you have the things for it. But for now, we don't really need him. Really depends on the class you're playing. My guy's going to be pretty much a pure warrior. Don't really mess with magic, so he's not going to be important to me. But he is there. Now this is a good weapon here, the S-Stock. This is like a big rapier. It's got pretty good reach. You can use it behind a shield. Not my favorite, but it's good. Transient curses. These are really important. If you want to engage with the ghosts that we're going to run into over here, you need to use one of those. You can kill them, because they can kill you with no problem. What I'm going to do is I'm going to avoid them. I'm going to like just run to this one point and grab this one item, and then I'm going to try to use my homeward bone to get it out of here before they kill me. But I might miss it. If I do, I'll die, but I'll still have the item, so that's fine. And there it is right there. I'm just going to run across this bridge, scoot around this guy, grab this, roll there, and hope I get lucky. Okay, yeah, they didn't hit me. A lot of times they'll reach out and slap you before you have a chance, and it'll stagger you, and you'll lose the animation, and then you're screwed. They'll kill you. Okay, so now we're going to take that down to the Firekeeper here, and upgrade my Estus Blast so it heals me a little more whenever I use it. Okay, and that's already like a pretty nice power-up, just opening, the game. From here, we're going to want to go down here. So what I'm going to do now is show you how to get to the blacksmith, Andre the Blacksmith. and he's like the most important smith in the game. Most important NPC probably also. So we're gonna go find him and unlock him so we can upgrade more gear, buy more weapons and armor, buy stuff to upgrade stuff with. He's just got a lot of, use. He's got some really good key items I'll need. And this is why we got the Master Key. We're absolutely going to need this. So we'll just go on up the stairs. And this door here is locked if you don't have the Master Key, or the key specifically for this, which you're not going to find for quite a while. You can't open it. But with the Master Key, you can pop it. Some souls right here. Across this board. Now, before I go much further, you can go in there, and that'll take you to Blighttown. Along the way into Blighttown, there's a lot of good gear. And a lot of people like to do this, especially more advanced players, to find some more cool gear. However, if I do that right now, if I remember right, it's going to trigger an event I don't want to trigger just yet. So there's a few things I want to do before I go venturing into Blighttown. And to be honest, these things should be done first, because it'll just make me a little better prepared for what's going to happen in there. That place is tough. So for right now, I'm just going to keep cruising here. Now this undead dragon, he's not going to be a problem unless I hit him or grab the wrong thing. He's going to have 3 items here. Now, one of them is just souls. One of them is a shield that's like really resistant to fire, called the Dragon Crest shield. And then he's got a sword that does faith damage. Now, I can grab this one safely. That's the souls. So the sword and shield is right there. I'm going to come back when I can kill him. I could kill him from a distance really easily with like a crossbow. Right now it'd be really hard, and if I grab those things, he's going to wake up and probably kill me in one hit, or if I get away, he's just going to be this menace here every time I try to go by. So I don't need to be in a hurry to grab that gear, but I should come back for it. It is pretty cool stuff. I actually really like the shield, especially for PvP, when I need good fire resistance, because when you take on a Pyromancer, it really helps to have a good fire shield. So this is where it gets tricky right here. Now this guy, we're going to run right at him. He's going to breathe lightning, and I'm just going to jump out of the way. I'm going to wait a second, let him turn to face me, okay? There we go. Because if I don't, if I run into his tail, he'll turn and his tail will, like, drag me and throw me off the cliff or something. So this guy, we just run by him. I'm going to run up here. Go in here. Ride this elevator up. There is a checkpoint over here. I'm going to use it because there's a few things I want to grab in this area. It's going to help us out. First things first. There's a shield down here I want. There's a Black Knight that guards it. I'm going to ignore him for the moment. Grab the shield. I don't even want to fight this guy. I really just want to avoid him. Oof. We're just gonna outrun him. Like, I can fight him now, but I actually don't really want to kill him just yet. He might actually just run off the cliff and die, but I don't want that either. So one of the items you can possibly get is his halberd, which is really powerful. It's only got about a 20% chance of dropping when he dies. So I'm gonna wait until I have a few more points into, like, my item find. So here's full leather armor, longbow and feathers, arrows. Thinking he's going away. Oh crap. Did not go away at all. Alright, well I'm just gonna keep running. Because I also want that glowy over there. That's souls. I can unlock this door to Havel and just run away from him. Yeah, he tried to smash me. He'll chase me up a couple flights too, but he'll give up. And so that master key is also what opened that door. Oh wow, he followed me all the way up here. He usually gives up by now, but that's okay. I got what I wanted. I got my Twinkling Titanite, my Titanite chunk from that dude. So that's good. And losing the 61 souls, that's nothing. No big deal there. I'm just gonna run by this guy. I really hope he doesn't die. Like, sometimes he just runs off the cliff and you just randomly get the souls for him and, like, a Titanite chunk or something. But if possible, I'd really like to get his Black Knight Halberd, so I'm going to try to come back when I'm in the best position to get that. Two more Twinkling Titanite, another Titanite chunk. This is good. Alright. Pretty nice little payout from those guys. Those are like the two earliest crystal lizards you can get. And those are like Twinkling Titanite and Titanite chunks are both super important upgrades, depending on what kind of weapons you're using. So it's definitely best to get them as much as you can. Okay, so this is going to take us up near the blacksmith. We're going to hang a left here. Just avoid this guy. Because they're kind of strong. I don't want to be like fighting these guys right now. I should have put that shield on actually. Because it gives me a stamina boost. I will once I get up here though. So that's Andre the Blacksmith. The first thing I'm going to do is go set my my checkpoint here. Okay. Really quickly, there's an NPC over here you definitely want to talk to. So I'm just going to go talk to him really fast. Just because it triggers his storyline and his quest. And he is one of the only guaranteed ways to actually get a Titanite slab in this game. There are, I believe, 3 or 4 slabs. You get one from killing the Asylum Demon when you return to Undead Asylum. You get one for completing this guy's quest. There's one in the DLC. I think that's it, actually. It might just be those 3. And then you can kind of grind them, but they have a tiny chance of dropping, and there's only one place in the game that you can do it, and that's the Dark Wraiths down in New Londo Ruins. They're also the only place you can grind Titanite chunks besides an Anor Londo from the giant knights there, the big paladin guys that are like right before the Ornstein and Smog fight. Alright, so right now we're going to do a soul dump. Just going to use every soul I have. And we're gonna improve my spear. Oh yeah, I'm gonna switch my shield too. Okay, we're a little heavy now. Okay, better.
Well, I'm if you're
Got 6 for the moment. Gonna reinforce the winged spear. It's +4. So we need 3 more of those shards. So 2,400 souls, and I'll be able to +5 it, which is as high as I can go for the moment.
doubtless want to see you go.
So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go get the wolf ring, which gives you +40 to poise, and it's just really nice to have early in the game because you end up fighting a lot of rats and dogs and like those kind of basic hollows, and those guys are all great at staggering you if you have no poise, and they will tear you up. So it just really helps to have extra poise against them. Plus, I'm going to grab the Elite Knight Armor. Probably a few other items. Maybe the Partisan, though I don't really use it. I'll still get it. So we got everything we wanted down there for now. These bush guys are actually really important to grind early on, in my opinion, for Blighttown. Especially if you're not like super familiar with the game, because when you're in Blighttown, people are going to make you toxic. And those those purple and white bushes I pick up. Let me take a look here, show you what I'm talking about. The blooming purple moss clump. These get rid of poison and toxic, and then the regular just purple ones get rid of poison. Red ones, for the bleeding buildup. And there's some green ones you can get that give you a stamina boost. So, Toxin will eat your life so fast. It's horrible. So, you're going to probably get it in Blighttown a couple times, because there's these toxic spitters that'll shoot like darts at you. And 1 or 2 hits from those guys, unless you have really resistant gear, is going to make you toxic. So you're going to want to have some protection against that. And you can get them from grinding these guys, or you can buy them from a merchant. I'll show you a little later on here. Alright, so we got this little secret door here to Secret Bonfire. Now this area we can't get yet. You got to take 20,000 souls, go to Andre, and purchase, it's like a seal that goes to this. That'll unlock that area, but you don't want to do that right now. This area is the Dark Forest, and it is a nightmare. If you're low level, you're going to get probably slaughtered immediately. If you're looking for OP gear, you can definitely find some in here. If you know what you're doing, you can run to it. I can think of a few things in here that are kind of cool. The stone armor's in there. It's a good set. Or stone giant armor, something like that. You can get the crystal ember, or the enchanted ember in here, if you're going to be making like enchanted weapons. Ooh, I didn't grab that. That's more souls. I ran right by it. It's behind a boulder. Trying to remember what else is in that area. Oh, there's the Eastern armor is down that way also, which is kind of cool if you want like some samurai looking funky armor. It's a Covenant you can join in there, and like there's some cool stuff in there, some souls and whatnot. I think my cat wants in. We're out. Oh, okay, you want out, don't you, kitty? Out you go. Alright. But anyway, we want to go through this little crack here. Now this is a trap. If I grab that, these 3 bushes are going to jump up and kill me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to aim down a little bit. I'm going to stab this guy. There we go. But if you kill them one by one, they don't really jump up and go for you, just one at a time. So you don't want to attack them until they do their little shudder, because they'll be invincible. Like that little shudder there, let it end, and then attack. Otherwise, it just goes right through them, does nothing. That's why I wait. I think this is souls. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to go through here. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut to the left. And hug the wall, because I don't want to get too close to those giants that are like laying on the ground, because they'll get up and attack me. I don't want to deal with them right now. See how that did nothing on that second attack? Okay, kill this guy, because he'll jump up and attack me when I go in there otherwise. Those snakes can poison you if they bite you. So the partisan is another spear. It's pretty cool. It has a slashing attack for a power attack instead of another thrust. So it's kind of neat. I just really like the winged spear. So if I were to go way around there into the tower, there's a boss fight in there with the butterfly, like a giant butterfly. And I think she lets you unlock the like magic ember for upgrading magic items, which I don't need. And I'm not really ready to fight her yet, but she is up that way. But I'm going to kill this tree really quick, and then I'm going to like have to go get some gear off to my left, and I'm going to run this way. But I need to be able to move quickly through this area because it's going to get ugly. So I want that item there. That is the elite knight armor. But all these guys are going to wake up and come after me. So we're just going to avoid those guys. Just keep running. And ignore that guy. Go around this. I'll see if anybody's following me. Just one of those guys, I can take him. That's not a big deal. This guy also not a problem. And actually, you can farm those green bushes from those guys. But over to the left here, we're going to fight 3 more of those and kill them. And there is a like a soul of a proud knight over here. It's worth 2,000 souls, so we're going to want to pick that up. Yep, he dropped one. The green blossoms. He's got 2, so nice. Those are nice to have. There's one more of these guys over here. They actually have a pretty high drop rate for those. So here's the souls. Alright. So now we're going to head this way. Now see that knight right there? That stone giant? He's going to wake up and come after me when I start going up here. So I just want to kind of keep running. Because there's another one up here and he's going to wake up too. And we're just going to avoid him. And there's the ring we want. That's the wolf ring. So I'm going to turn around here, and we're going to make that jump. That giant can't follow us, so no worries there. These Bushmen have a pretty high drop rate too, so they're easy to farm. For now, we're going to head back to Andre. Because we're going to +5 this weapon. I'm not going to bother upgrading the shield or the armor just yet. Later in the game, we'll do all that stuff, and I think it's a good idea to do it. Especially if you're, like, newer to the game, but even if not, like, armor does matter in this game, despite what anyone says. Like, having some damage mitigation is really helpful. Even if it just saves you, you know, for 1 or 2 hits, that can save your life quite often. So, once you find a set of gear you really like, you really should take care of it and upgrade it as much as you possibly can. So we're going to rest here and do another soul dump, see whatever I got on me here. So we just got another 4,000 souls just like that. So I need 3 more of the Titanite shards. And we're going to reinforce the winged spear. Okay. So now we're down to 41. There's a couple things I want to buy from this dude. Let's go ahead and learn Hurrah. Early on, the repair box is super important, so you can repair gear at a fire. I always like to have it. The weaponsmith box is also super nice to have. I don't necessarily need it right now, but I'm going to get it anyway, because it's one of those items that's crucial to have. And eventually I'm going to get the armorsmith box too, so I'm just going to go and buy it. So let's put our new gear on, right? So we have a wolf ring. That gives us a 40 to our poise. And so now our poise is at 45. Because this armor here has no poise except for this helmet. So we're going to take this stuff off. We're going to put the Elite Knight armor on. Now, he's too heavy to roll right now, but that's okay. I'm not worried about that early on in the game. And we're going to do something about that real soon here. That's the next kind of phase of our gear gathering. So we've unlocked the smith. So now, we're going to go get unlock the shortcut from Firelink Shrine up to this area. And we're going to grab another Firekeeper soul while we're at it. Excuse me. So I want to get this guy. Come on. See me? Come get me. I'll take him outside. I want to fight him out in the open here and not have to worry about aggroing like the sorcerer or all the zombie guys or the Hellkite Knights. And he gives us a Titanite shard too. So we're right here. There's another Firekeeper soul. And over here is our shortcut back to Firelink. I just unlocked it there. That's going to unlock this gate here. Now I can go back and forth anytime I want. Before I do that, there's a couple of things I want to do up here. I'll go up these stairs. Like towards the gargoyle fight, though we're not going to fight them just yet. So the sorcerer's already aggroed, but it's not really a big problem just yet. What I want to do is aggro some of his zombie guys. Just let them bottleneck themselves here. So with a spear and shield, they become really easy. Okay, so we're going to run over here first. I think there's some souls over here. Okay. Well, the gargoyle fight is that way, but we don't want that yet. We're kind of a ways from actually wanting to do that. Let me go up here. Take this guy out. Over here is where Lautrec is. And we want to talk to him. Open this gate.
Thank you. I truly appreciate.
I'm going to talk to him one more time.
Yes, I've just been.
Okay, and I'm just going to leave him here for now. Hey Zygar, how you doing, man? So there's a humanity over here we're going to grab. My mic is a bit weird. Let me see what it sounds like on here. 1 second. I didn't really check the sound too well. So what does it sound like? Is it like too light, or is it echoing, or what's the problem? Sounds far away. Maybe I just need to speak a little bit louder. Is this a little bit better? I think I was just kind of talking pretty quiet. Or maybe I could turn up my chat a little bit. Okay. Is that a little bit better? It's not bad. Okay. Oops, don't fall off there. Yeah, it's just my my headphones. Probably aren't like the greatest for this. Let me see if I can adjust that in my audio settings and hear it all. Okay, turn that up a little bit. Maybe that'll help. I'm not sure. It might just be like voices of NPCs here. But my headset should be turned up pretty near the max. So the VR is different. The VR headset has a pretty good sound system, actually. Like, it sounds great when I use that. But that was on my PS4. I'm on my PS5 now using a different headset. So, yeah, anyway. Now that I've killed the sorcerer, I'm going to kill these guys, because there's a couple items I want here. Want to aggro this one guy. Have him come to me. Come on. You can actually get some really cool equipment from these guys. It's kind of a low drop rate, but he can drop the Baldur side sword, which is a really nice weapon. And you don't want to aggro them all at once because these guys can be a real pain. See, there's two of them after me now. I didn't think he saw me, but I guess he did. Whew, he almost killed me. Oh, the rapier. Okay. It's not my favorite weapon, but it's cool. Baldur helm. Alright. I'd rather have the Baldur side sword. If I happen to get it, it's cool. I don't want to grind for it, though. So here you can get a halberd. A lot of people love this weapon. I don't really use it, but that's where it is if you're ever looking for it. Okay, so I'm going to grab this is a key we're going to want for later to get to the Lower Undead Burg area. So I don't really want to aggro everybody up here right now. I just wanted to open that gate. That was more the important thing there. There's a few more cool little things you can get this way. Nothing too crazy, but I'll show you anyways. Honestly, I think it's just good to kill a set or two of these Hellkite Knights. They can drop some pretty decent equipment. Or they'll drop, like, Titanite shards and stuff. There's also a shield up here. Some people like it. Not my favorite thing, but I'll show you how to get it. This guy here, he's guarding the Knight Shield. It's a 5-pound shield. Has 100% damage resistance. For, like, regular damage anyways. Might be a 5.5-pound shield. 5.5, yeah. Decent durability. Not too great on any of the real resistances like magic, fire, or lightning. Stability's good. 56, okay. But yeah, I don't really ever use that shield. It's a little heavy for how little it offers in return, besides just like the damage resistance. Now this shield here is only 95% damage resistant, but it gives you a stamina regen boost. That's really nice. So it's worth it. My brain is shutting off when I see the menu. You know what? I can explain it to you a little bit. Is this like a game that interests you, Zygar? Because I can totally go into the menu and kind of explain what the stats mean and how, like, a lot of the mechanics work. The real struggle with this game for most people is just understanding the mechanics. And it's pretty easy to do that if you know how to, like, navigate the menus and, like, find the explanations for things. Have you ever played, like, Elden Ring or any of those games? Any kind of Souls-like? This is, like, one of my favorite games of all time. Dark Souls is really, really fun. It's not as hard as everyone makes it out to be, honestly. Most people just, again, they don't know how to play it. It's just, you know what, just have some different mechanics. And once you figure out what you need to do for that kind of stuff, it makes things a lot easier. I forgot to roll. It's alright, I'll go back up there in a second. Do you like RPGs at all, or what kind of games do you generally go for? Okay, so I got my checkpoint here, so let's go ahead and go down this way. There's two things we're going to want to do down here. There's Lautrec. We're going to talk to him in a minute. I'm going to talk to her first, reinforce my Estus Flask again. So now we've got a +2 Estus Flask, and we've barely started the game.
Ah, I have your...
He gives me a Sunlight Medal.
Not... But there are men now.
Okay, so with him, we're going to kick him out this window. I don't play that much overall. I don't think I've ever played an RPG. I'm more of a Nintendo person. Okay, so he dies. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to quit the game and reload it. And the items he drops are going to respawn right where he was sitting. Or I could have gone and rested, but this is just quicker. Okay, so you play on Nintendo more, but like, what does that mean? What do you play on Nintendo? Like Mario, Zelda, Tetris, Splatoon? I don't even know. I have a Nintendo Switch, but I never play it. Zelda mostly? Okay. So, honestly, Dark Souls is not so different from Zelda in a lot of ways. You know, it's a little vague in like what you're supposed to do a lot of times. The mechanics can be a little weird. The combat is pretty skill-based. You got a lot to explore. You do have a class system, but the class system is basically more about how you do your stats, you know? And also, if you have a Nintendo Switch, Dark Souls 1 is on Nintendo Switch. Just the first game. And it runs fine on there. My girlfriend has it and plays it sometimes. Pokemon is an RPG. And Zelda is about as close as you can come to an RPG without actually being one. And this isn't like a turn-based RPG. This is an action RPG. Okay, so that ring I just put on, this gave me more points to my. Let me select it. Show you. What is it? Your hit points, your stamina, and your max equipment load go up when you wear this by 20%. So it's super useful. I'm still a little too heavy, just because like it's early game. I need to put some more levels into endurance, which I'm going to do here real soon. But there's a little bit more gear I want to grab. First things first, I'm going to go back up this elevator for a minute, because there's an item I want to grab. There's a key I want that I'm going to have to use a little bit later, but since I'm in the area, I want to go ahead and grab it. So I don't really care much about fast rolling in this game. I usually go with medium rolls. Oh, I didn't do it right. Should have took the heavy armor off for a minute. This is when it actually kind of matters a little bit to be able to roll a little better. That's right, we'll just head right on back in. Yeah, I'm surprised you've never really tried any of the Souls games, though. They're a pretty good time. Okay, I'll try this one more time. But once we get up there, I'll take this heavier armor off, because your movement is kind of dependent upon how much weight you're wearing. So if you are wearing more than 50% of your allowed armor, or allowed weight, you do what we call a fat roll, which is what you see my guy doing when I try to roll. That kind of shitty roll. So I'm going to take this gear off for the moment. Now he does like a little quick roll. And I want to roll off onto that. Go up here. And we're going to get this key. Later on, we're going to go up here, and that crow that took us here earlier, he's got a nest right there. And you get in that nest and you curl up like a ball, and then this crow will take you back to the Undead Asylum. And there's another boss in there you can kill and some more gear you can get, but you don't want to do that right now. It's kind of a like mid-level area, so I don't want to go screwing around in there and get myself killed. So what we're going to do right now... Hold on. So my guy is hollow right now. He's undead. And when you hollow, you look like this. You end up looking like some beef jerky. Now, if you use your humanity, you can lose this status and become human. Like fully human and not look so gross. Which I will do pretty soon. But for now, I think I grabbed most of what I wanted from the start here. There's a character named Havel a little further on. I ran from him earlier, but once I kill him, he drops a ring that lets me carry a whole lot more weight. It's going to be super helpful. But for now, I'm going to put a couple more points into endurance. I scanned a bunch of levels there. Okay. Let's put my armor back on. Okay, now I can medium roll in this armor, so that's good. That's what we wanted. Because my total allotment is 69.6. You see a mortician, right? So you cut that in half, what are we looking at? 34.8. So I'm at 34.3 right now, so I'm just enough, so I'm okay. Yeah, there's like... Yeah, you can heal in this game for sure with the Estus Flasks and stuff, but yeah, there's really no doctors in this game. There's barely any friendly NPCs, like, this game is just rude. Okay, so we're gonna go up here now. Take this guy out. Kill him. The guy throwing the bombs, I just want to stay out of his range. And I'll grab those items in a minute, but I'm gonna go up here and kill this guy first. And this guy. Come on down. Also, I'm missing grunting. He's so oddly quiet. Who's quiet? Like my character? Maybe because I turned the sound down too much for the chat. Let me adjust the volume. Okay. Is that a little better? Can you like hear like the wind and stuff and my character's armor? Okay, so you can hear it. Okay. So there's not really much for music in this game. It's mostly sound effects. Like you can hear that, like the armor. So you'll hear more human sound effects in the combat now. Ring of Sacrifice. Those are good to have. If you use the Ring of Sacrifice, it's for like if you die and you need to come back for your souls. You don't want to die again, you'll use that, because that way you won't lose everything when you're killed. Because you only get one chance when you die to pick up your stuff, because you'll drop all your souls. And your souls is both your money and your experience points, so if you want to level or buy anything, you need those. Some more souls right here. And there's going to be a rat around this corner. You can actually farm humanity from these rats, but it kind of sucks to try to do so. They have a fairly low drop rate, it's like 5% or something. So I usually don't bother. Not here anyways. So you don't really need a lot of humanity early on. Oh hey, thank you for the follow. Oofers 9000, cool, thank you. Are there Dark Souls and Dark Souls? So the Dark Soul thing is really part of the lore of the game, right? Like the original Dark Soul and yada yada. This game has some really deep lore to it, but it mostly focuses on, sorry, it's given up. Oh, okay, cool. Well, thanks for the follow. So it's really vague lore, right? Like they do their storytelling through gameplay mostly, like and through world building. So you're kind of just examining the world and being like, oh, it looks like this happened here, or that happened here. And also through item description. Like whenever you pick up an item, right? Like this shield, it has a description. Old metal shield of unknown origin. Grass crest is lightly imbued with magic, which slightly speeds stamina recovery. It doesn't tell you much. But every little thing in this game, like like the humanity, for example. Rare tiny black sprite found on corpses, used to gain 1 humanity and restore a large amount of hit points. This black sprite is called humanity, but little is known about its true nature. If the soul is the source of all life, then what distinguishes the humanity we hold within ourselves? So humanity has a lot of different uses in this game. You get some of that idea from the description, but you figure out more and more as you play the game what you can do with it. And it's a lot. You don't want to use it for healing, though you can. That's very much a waste of it. You got some more souls here. So can't go any further up there. And so we go back down here. So we're still gathering actually a lot of decent gear right now. Make those guys fall. That up. That was just a piece of rubbish, and it says it's useless, but it's actually not. There's a merchant you can see in back at Undead Asylum. It's a crow, a small one that'll trade with you, and they like shiny items. And if you give it the rubbish, it gives you something in return. I think some kind of weapon. Some humanity. Okay, so we've circled back around here. And this world is really, like, entangled. You know, a lot of things loop back around on themselves. You'll find a lot of shortcuts and little secret areas. So it really pays to explore. There's a durability system, right? Yes. Your weapons and armor do have durability. But if you get the the repair kit, like, anytime you stop at a fire, you can repair your own gear. And it just generally costs you like a handful of souls. It's really cheap. And it's super worth it to get it. If anything, it's almost a minor nuisance, but not really, because you can very quickly repair your gear. It's just a couple of clicks and you're done. Luckily, they did away with it in, like, I want to say Dark Souls 3, and Elden Ring does not have that system at all. You don't have to repair your gear. Because it was just kind of unnecessary. Go and rest here. So this is where I'm going to start showing you, like, where humanity is useful. So these fires, whenever you rest, they can give you 5 more heals. Now I have 10 here because I haven't really used mine up. But if I want to reverse my hollowing, I have to use a humanity. So we're going to use... let's use 5 for now. I want a few extras so I can have a better item drop rate. Okay, so we're going to reverse my hollowing, which is going to use 1 of them. So you see the score go from 5 to 4, and now it's got like that white light around it. That means I'm human. Oh, 1 second. All right. So now I can actually kindle this fire. So I'll go ahead and kindle it. So anytime I rest here, I'll always get 10 heals, just in case I get killed and go down to 5. But, oh, the durability, this is how it works. See where it says repair equipment? Since I got the item for that, I can use that. So my winged spear, plus 5, it's going to cost me 7 points, or 7 souls to fix it. Oh, thank you for the follow, much appreciated. Alright. And I forgot to do my armor. So my armor's fine, none of it's damaged. So, I'll kill these guys again. Found my actual account, lol, 2 new follows. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, welcome to the stream, man. Much appreciated. Thanks for the follows. Oh, by the way, this thing here, right? This is a Gravelord Servant sign. If I click on that, I'll invade this Gravelord Servant, and then he'll... Oh, Jesus Christ. I've been invaded. Alright, I'll fight him. He's probably going to kick my ass, because I'm not really geared up for it, but I'll fight him. Okay, he's giving me stuff. If he actually wants to fight me, that's cool. I'll take a fight. I'm actually pretty good at PvP, but this character's just not geared up for it. This guy's probably a twink. Oh. He might have me right here because I have, like, no life. Okay. That was a nice parry. Yeah, so he parried me and killed me. That's okay, I'm right here. Not a big deal. But he's probably a lot better geared up, and I'm just like a newbie character right now. Not really, like, in a position to be doing PvP. Yo, what's up, man? I see you playing the game that makes you question your very existence, but those few dollars are really worth it. You know, I see how people get that impression, but honestly, I love this game. It's one of my favorite games ever. I've got about 3,000 hours into it. I've beaten it multiple times. Mostly, I actually PvP, and I'm pretty good at it. But right now, I'm just like doing a run with a new character, kind of showing people how to make the run a little easier. And how to find some of the better gear early on. So that's what I've been focusing on here for this stream. So there's a merchant down here we're going to go visit really quick. We got to clear these two guys. Kick him. Running through. Yeah, sure. One of your favorite games? Fantastic. So did you just find the stream? Are you looking for, like, are you looking at Dark Souls streams, or did you come from my Discord or something? Or maybe somebody whose stream I've visited before. I don't keep track very well. So here's our merchant.
Well,
we're going to speak to him.
Have your wits about. Then you are a welcome customer. I trade for.
You're looking at streams, right on. Just checking out Dark Souls streams. Okay, right on, right on. So, you know, this stream you can talk about whatever as far as the game goes. I don't care about spoilers. I've beaten this game so many times. I've watched so many lore videos. You're not going to spoil anything for me. So don't worry about that. You can kind of speak pretty freely about it. Like I said, I'm mostly just gathering early gear and doing like my warrior character. So,
Thank you,
yeah, if that interests you, cool. You know, glad to have you around. And if you have like other tips and tricks that maybe I missed, you're welcome to share them. But mostly I'm just, like I said, showing people how to get the early stuff. And I'll catch you up to where we are as far as what gear I've gathered here. Let me just kill these guys real quick. Alright, so right now I'm using the Winged Spear +5. We got our Grasscrest Shield. Picked up the Elite Knight armor set over in the Dark Forest. We got the Ring of Favored Protection. We got our Wolf Ring. Okay, still need to catch up on lore with the game stuff you have good knowledge of. Fair enough. Good stuff. So I've got a pretty good set of gear right now. And we've picked up a few other things. Like I have my longsword still. I picked up this Wayhander. Got an Estoc, the Morning Star. Picked up the Partisan, the Halberd, the Longbow, Talisman, the Caduceus Shield, Wooden Shield, Heater Shield, and the Night Shield. So I've been picking up stuff as I go. Because the first thing I did was go upgrade my Estus Flask. So I got that to +2. This is going to be a balanced build. Or a quality build. I typically like to use spears and longswords. So they usually are pretty equal between strength and dex. I don't really like big heavy weapons, even like the big swords, so I tend to just kind of keep it like that. So I'm going to get the light crossbow over here, because I actually do like to use that a little bit early on. So I probably won't bother upgrading it. I'll get the large crossbow later. But like, it is a good weapon, if you do bother to invest in it. Still rolling. Okay, I'm gonna kill this guy so he doesn't ambush me or something. Okay. We're gonna start heading towards the Taurus Demon here. I'm just kind of slowly picking up equipment as I go. kind of showing people where stuff's at. Played and loved Elden Ring, and I like games similar to it. Would you say this is decently close? I know it's in the same category. In my opinion, and I know everyone doesn't share this, Elden Ring is Dark Souls 5. Demon Souls is the true Dark Souls 1. Because Demon Souls set the base for this. Like, a lot of the weapons and armor and animations and everything is exactly the same in this as it is Demon Souls. It's basically the same game. So yes, Elden Ring is very much like this, but Elden Ring is the newest. And Elden Ring is drawing from not only Demon Souls and Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, but it's also drawing from Bloodborne and Sekiro. So you're going to find mechanics in Elden Ring that were first introduced in a lot of these earlier games. So, like, personally, I kind of feel like if you really want to appreciate the Souls games, especially if you have a PS5, start with Demon Souls. You don't have to beat it, just play it. Try to get into it a little bit. If you like it, by all means, beat it. It's a wonderful game. And then go through Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3. You played a bit of Bloodborne, was good, but a nightmare. Yes. So you play through Dark Souls 1, 2, and maybe 3. But, so after Dark Souls 2, they made Bloodborne. And Bloodborne introduced a lot of the more fast-paced combat that you'll find in Elden Ring. And Dark Souls 3. So, and Bloodborne was a big hit. Everyone loved that one. But it is really hard. I've never beaten it either. I have it. I've been meaning to beat it. Good game. Honestly, I just kind of prefer this, like, Western, medieval-style combat and worlds and stuff to, like, the kind of dark horror of Bloodborne. But it did introduce a lot of the different mechanics that you run into later. Best early game weapon in DS1 that you can get instantly. That depends entirely on what kind of build that you're looking at doing. How do you like to play? Oh, crap. Hold on, I got stuck under there for a second. Let these guys come down to me. So let me just kill these guys really quick. There we go. It depends. Probably the Zweihander, which is right at the graveyard. That's a good weapon for new players. The Zweihander, you can use it two-handed pretty early on. You don't need a whole lot of strength for it. It does an incredible amount of damage. It just straight flattens people. So it has some really cool movesets. It's got good reach, decent speed, great damage. I have the weapon on me right now. Let's say strength/dex, leaning more towards strength. Then that would definitely be the Zweihander. So I don't have the stats quite for it yet. Like, you need a 24 strength and a 10 dex to wield it properly. But if your strength's like 70%, I believe, you can wield it two-handed properly. So I'm not there yet, but that's not really what I'm going for. That is a good weapon. Personally, I prefer the this here, the Winged Spear. It's one of my favorite weapons in the game. I tend to use it a lot. I use it in PvP, and I'm really good with it. But it just fits my playstyle, right? Like, best weapon in the game, to me, is kind of a meaningless term, because there's no real best weapon in this game, because it depends on what you mean by best weapon. Do you mean does the most damage per hit? Do you mean damage per second? Do you mean best range? Do you mean best speed? There's a lot that goes into that, right? And also it depends on how you personally like to play this game. Drake Sword, if you do the trick with the dragon on the vest. So, I'll be honest, I think the Drake Sword's a piece of shit. Because the Drake Sword is a noob trap. The Drake Sword, early in the game, right, like if I were to get it and come through this area, it does a lot of damage. And yeah, I could just carve through most of these early mobs. But the problem is, it does not scale with your stats. And the items you need to upgrade it, you're not going to start getting them until much later in the game. So by the time you get to like a couple levels up to, the depths, or especially Blighttown, the damage falls way off and it becomes a really shitty weapon. Where, as opposed to if you grab something like the weapon I have now or the Zweihander or anything else, it's pretty easy to upgrade it properly early on. And you also don't, develop bad habits, because, like, it's better to have a weapon early on that you're going to get familiar with the moveset and get used to the range and get used to its nuances. Where if you get used to, like, the Drake Sword, yeah, like I said, you're going to do fine early on, but then that's going to fall off, and you're going to find yourself trying to learn new weapons that you haven't upgraded at all, and just trying to figure out their movesets, trying to figure out their timing, and just really struggling with them. And then having to give up on the weapon you've been using, and it's annoying. So I don't really recommend the Drake Sword. And I think a lot of veteran Dark Souls players will tell you the same thing. The Drake Sword is a noob weapon. Hold on, I'll read that in just a minute. I gotta finish this fight with this knight, or he will absolutely wreck me. Because I'm a very low level right now. On Xbox, I can get DS1, 2, 3. So start with DS1 or DS... different than known master, that sometimes add or take away some stuff. So, start with DS1. I got Titanite Chunk and Black Knight Shield. Cool. Dark Souls 1 is a fine place to start. You don't need to start with Demon Souls. Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3 are their own franchise. They're in their own world, and they're run into each other, and it's fine. You don't need to play Demon Souls. But at some point, if you get a chance, definitely play Demon Souls. But yeah, start with 1. You'll be fine. If for some reason you don't like it, maybe you find it too slow and clunky, you don't like the, limited rolling directions, whatever it may be, then maybe jump to Dark Souls 3. Dark Souls 2 is often, considered the worst of the games. It is, but, well, in my opinion anyways, but it doesn't mean it's a bad game. It's still pretty good, it's still pretty fun, it's still pretty challenging, but it was made kind of outsourced by a different team, so it's a little different. But it's still more or less the same. It's still Dark Souls. It's still pretty cool. Has some pretty good, some pretty cool boss fights, some pretty cool areas. So it's worth playing. Oh crap, I forgot about that. Well, I do more strength builds, and I was lucky enough, and the RNG gods blessed me with the Black Knight Greatsword. I don't really like the Black Knight Greatsword. I ain't gonna lie. It's too big. It's too heavy. It's slow. It does a ton of damage for sure. If you're just like, I want to play a barbarian and use this big fucking heavy sword, that's fine. But you need like a 34 strength to wield that thing. And I know you can do it two-handed, a lot lower, but running around two-handed for a new player, God, I question that. Because a veteran player makes that look easy, running around, with two-handing a weapon, dodging everything, and fighting everything. But it's not that easy. I really think a new player should focus on a one-handed weapon and a shield, because, you can block a whole hell of a lot more than you can dodge pretty easily in this game. Shields are really, really good in Dark Souls 1. So I'm going to go try to kill Havel really quick here. And I may fail miserably. It's hard to do a lot of damage to him. But I want to take him out. And there's something I forgot to grab on the boss run anyways, which I'll do on my way back through. Okay, I'm going to let him come up the stairs a little bit. And I'm going to roll off here. Alright. Let me clarify, my strength build is high DP weapon and minimal armor. Okay, so like Havel armor in say a Falchion or something. Falchion has one of the highest DPS in the game, right? Now it's hard to do much damage to this guy. He's a mini boss, more or less. But if you backstab him, you can do a pretty decent amount. You can also parry him. And I can parry him. But if I miss just once, he will flatten me. And he can very well kill me in one shot. Or come really close to it. So I try to be a little more cautious in how I take this guy on. You gotta be really patient when you're fighting Havel. Because one mistake and he just flattens you. But you can absolutely just stand there and parry him over and over again until he dies. But that's so risky. And a little showboaty. I'm okay at parrying. I can generally do it, but sometimes it's not worth the risk. A weapon like that, when he's two-handing it, just fuck that. But I have parried him to death before. And also, I don't want him to get too close to the wall, because if he does, I have trouble getting behind him, and I might get stuck against the wall, then he'll flatten me. So you want to give him a little bit of space. Like, try to bring the fight to the center of the arena here. Like, starts getting close to the wall, just back up, give him some space, get around behind him. And for your backstabs, if you're struggling with backstabs on Havel or anybody else, what you really want to do is line up your groin with the back of their left leg. So, like I said, you'll center your groin on the back of that left leg. That's where you'll pull off the backstab, not directly behind them. It's a little funky like that. There we go, we got him. Havel's Ring. So, for now, since this new armor set I got, it gives me like 40-something poise. So, with the Wolf Ring and the armor I'm on, that gives me 86 poise, which is an awful lot. It's nice to have, but I don't need it right now. So we're going to switch to Havel's Ring. So let me clarify, my strength build is like high DP weapon, minimal armor. Yeah, like Black Knight Greatsword, and any cloth armor for minimal protection, but still medium or fast roll, depending on my strength. But I hit like a brick still, so basically a movable strength build, if that makes sense. Yeah, sure. I still think this Wayhander's better for that. It's a lighter weapon, it hits better, it's got a better moveset, it's faster, it's got more flexibility, and it's got good range. So, like, it's fine if that's what you want to use, you know, it's your build, and if you just like the big sword, go for it, but I think this Wayhander's better, or maybe the Great Club. If you go down into Blighttown and pick up the Great Club, it only needs like I want to say like a 24 strength to wield it one-handed, and it does a lot of damage, plus I think it does toxic damage, and I believe you can also use, resins on it, so you can, you know, make it hit even harder. You're constantly cycling weapons. Not me, I got good with a couple weapons. I mostly use just the longsword and the spear, and occasionally I'll use like a dagger type weapon. Like if I'm doing PvP and I'm fighting someone that's going to be easier to backstab them, I'll just go ahead and do that. Oh, thanks for the follow, by the way. Appreciate that. Did I pick up the lightning resin? I might have forgotten to do that. Okay, I'm going to bone back to my fire, and then I'm going to make this run again really quickly and grab the lightning, just to kind of show you guys where it's at. And then we're going to come back and take on the boss. Alright. Actually, I'm going to level up real quick, too. Or no, the merchant. I forgot to buy anything from him. I showed you guys where he's at, but I didn't purchase anything. So let me do that really quick. He's just right down here. There's a couple items I actually want from the merchant here. Especially the bottomless box. It's so useful to get rid of all the clutter in my inventory. I hate having a cluttered inventory. Kill this guy because he's going to ambush me otherwise.
Oh, still can go ahead. Never hurt.
So the main things I want, let's see. Oh, I did get the bottomless box. I'm going to get the dried finger because that's pretty cool, actually. You know what? I want some of those. Am I going to do Artorias? Probably. I doubt I'm going to do it today, though. Like, this is like a really long game, and how much time do I have? I've probably got another maybe hour and a half, 2 hours to play. So I'm not doing it right now, but I have beaten the DLC quite a few times, and yeah, I don't mind fighting Artorias. That's cool. But it's going to be a while before we get there. So some of the weapons this merchant has, the dagger's good for backstabs and parries. Short sword's actually a very underrated weapon. I like it a lot if you're using a light build. Has the same moveset as a longsword or a claymore. It's awesome. Scimitar's fantastic for DPS. Same with rapier. These are great for dex builds. Hey man, thanks for all the insight. Lots of great advice. Really appreciate great content. If you're still streaming a bit, then I'll come. Hey, cool man. If you're taking off, well, hey, thanks for popping in for the follow, and I'm going to keep offering as much advice as I can. I'll probably end up loading this up to my YouTube afterwards as well, Dreamer MMA. So it's not going to be edited or anything because I suck at that, but it'll be up there. Reinforced Club is a great weapon early on, especially like people who like to do speed runs, who are trying to do like SL1 runs, Soul Level 1. This is a fantastic weapon because so physical damage, it does 97 right out the gate, which is just awesome for like a light weapon. Plus, blunt weapons do extra damage to anything with like heavy armor. Oh yeah, check it out. Thanks. Yeah, appreciate it. So enemies that have heavy armor, or if they're made of bone or stone or anything like that, they take more damage from bludgeoning weapons. And so you have the club, where you see has 87 damage, and this does 97. Now the club has better scaling parameter bonus, but the reinforced club does more damage out the gate, and it has bleed that adds to it. It's got the spikes on there. And so you can use it as a level 1 character and upgrade it a lot, and it does a hell of a lot of damage, especially two-handed. So this is a really key weapon if you're doing SL1 runs and stuff like that. Yeah, it's great early game. It's not one of my favorite weapons, it's just not my style, but I've seen people run it. I've used it a bit. It's great. This spear here is pretty nice too, early on. Like, I've beaten the game with this spear before, but I just prefer the one I have. The winged spear I'm using is longer. It hits a little harder. Just a better weapon all around. And the Partisan's a little better. And there's better spears as you go deeper into the game as well, like the Silver Knight spear is pretty awesome. He's got the short bow. The short bow could be really useful to have. Matter of fact, I'm going to grab one just because you never know when it comes in handy. East-West shield is not bad early game, but I don't really mess with it. These here, the small leather shield and the buckler and the leather shield, these are all fantastic if you are somebody who's going to be parrying a lot, because they actually give you a little more of a window to pull off a parry, which is super helpful. I don't really use them, but that's what they're there for. Repair powder, I'm not going to need it. Fire bombs, I don't use them much. They can be pretty useful early game, though. Lloyd's talismans are okay. Actually, they're more useful for mimics. If you throw a Lloyd's talisman at a chest you know is a mimic, it'll put him to sleep, and then you can steal the items out of them. So, the chainmail armor is actually not bad. Some players like to get it. It's got a decent poise stack where we got 5, 9, 14, 19, 26. Okay,
Going.
So, I got the gear I wanted from this guy. But he's good to know about. Early game, he can be very useful. He also sells arrows and bolts. Oh, did I buy bolts? That reminds me. Let me go get some bolts. Here's a contrived opinion, but the Undead Burg is not that bad. But your first playthrough is hell on earth. Undead Burg is one of the best levels for a first level in a game, in my opinion. It's got a great tutorial. It's well designed. It's interconnected. And it's just really cool to explore. It's easy to get lost in because it's kind of labyrinthian. I'm just going to spend all the money on bolts because I'm going to use them a lot. But it's a fantastic level. It's fantastic world building. It's connected to a lot of different areas. I'm actually pretty inspired by, like, I work in game development. I'm a Mojang partner and I work for Minecraft. And I make maps for the Minecraft marketplace. And a lot of my stuff is like parkour and parkour adventure and whatnot, and a lot of it is inspired by how they do stuff here in Dark Souls. Like the interconnectivity, all the hidden secrets, the difficulty, the bonfire and checkpoint system. Like a lot of it just comes from this kind of game. Or games like Celeste, but also I'm a bit of an old school gamer. I grew up on like Mario Brothers and a lot of the old Nintendo games. Old Final Fantasy games, all that. Yes, if you kill the merchant, yes, you're right. He'll drop his Uchi Katana, which is an excellent weapon, and it's the only way to get that katana. There is a couple other katanas you can get in the game, but that's the only way you're going to get that one. So that's more for a dex build, though. This character is not a dex character, and I'm not really going for the kind of samurai ninja type of build, so I'm not going to bother with it. But if you are like wanting to play like a ninja or kind of two-handed samurai style build, God, it's a good weapon. But he'll also drop a few more useful items, like any of the big key items, like the keys he carries, the bottomless chest, a few other things he'll drop if you kill him. Yeah, it's a great dude. I've beaten the game with that sword. If you upgrade it, it's absolutely devastating. It has bleed damage. It's got decent range and speed. Like, it's a really fantastic weapon. But I think its one-handed attack kind of sucks. I much prefer its two-handed attack. But I had a lot of fun beating the game with that build. But I think skill-wise, I'm best with this build I have right here. Just the spear alone is a good enough weapon for me to do whatever I want with for the most part. But I usually like to have a decent crossbow with me and a decent, like, longsword or claymore or something. You can see a chest is mimicked by the way the chain is placed. Yes, you can. It'll be kind of like a C shape if it's legit. And the mimics, it's like a lot straighter. And also, if you look really closely at the mimic, you can see him breathing. Oh, I forgot to kill this guy up here. So the chains are both facing towards you. It's just like the curve in the chain is more what you see. But you don't start running into mimics until Anor Londo. And this game does like a really good job of lulling you into a false sense of security with the chests. Because like, a lot of people, even if they haven't played it, they kind of know that there is mimics in this game. And so early on, they might be a little paranoid, but then nothing happens, right? For a long time, like 20 hours, 30 hours in this game, nothing. And then suddenly, you get real comfortable. Actually, I think Sen's Fortress has your first mimic. Yeah. And then you get to it, and you grab it, and that son of a bitch picks you up, and just stuffs you in its mouth and chews you up, and you're like, what the fuck just happened to me? And it's really cool. I like how they did that. Not gonna lie. Yeah, Anor Londo's great. So, a cool thing also is, if you play the third game, it actually returns to Lordran. But it's, like, far in the future. And the graphics have been greatly improved on this game. Like, it's so shiny and pretty. So when you come back to New Londo, or not New Londo, Anor Londo, and you look at it in Dark Souls 3 after you've seen it and played it in Dark Souls 1, I think you'll really appreciate it. It's going to be a really cool thing. Or if you ever get curious, just go on like YouTube and look up Anor Londo and Dark Souls 3 and compare it to what it looks like here. It'll blow you away. It's absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so we're going to go into this boss fight. I'm going to show you the easiest way to do this boss fight, right? First thing you want to do, go up this ladder. The boss isn't going to spawn right away. You got to move up a little bit. Yeah, DS3 is a gorgeous game. And Elden Ring is absolutely gorgeous, too. But, you know, honestly, like, you could just start with Elden Ring and it wouldn't matter. Not necessarily. Except for, like, the skill, right? Because Elden Ring, bit gloomy but still gorgeous, yeah. But Elden Ring controls almost exactly like Dark Souls. Your movesets are almost exactly the same with your weapons, your armor. Like, a lot of stuff is exactly the same. It might as well be a sequel. So if you come into Elden Ring being already good at Dark Souls, with the movement and understanding how a lot of the mechanics work, like, just, you're going to be better off when you get into Elden Ring. You're going to have an easier time of it, while still struggling quite a bit. Just going into any of these games for the first time, though, it's so hard. You beat it not too long ago, okay? So I'm going to use this lightning, right? I'm just going to drop on him. Look how much damage that just did with one hit, right? Three more hits and he's dead. That took 4 hits to kill him. But it's using the lightning, plunge attacking him, and then striking him 3 times before he even has a chance to swing at me. He's done. But I do have a +5 weapon that I got early on, and it's lightning. So all that was for a purpose of just carving through that first boss. I'm going to grab some more souls here. So that brings me out here, right? Now, see this dragon bridge? If I cross that, which I'm gonna show you some tricks over there. But first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna go talk to Solaire.
Ah, hello. I am Solaire of Astora, an adherent of the Lord of Sun.
Managed to cheese the tar steam on the edge. Yeah, that's risky though. Like, it's not a guarantee, right? Like, he might jump off the edge. He might knock you off the edge.
Oh,
so I try not to do that. So we're gonna say yes.
In a land brimming with...
But I've had him jump off before too. So we're gonna say yes to everything he wants. It's going to give you the white stone
We are
soapstone.
Strange being. The flow of time itself is convoluted. The very fabric wavers. There's no telling how much longer. But use this to summon one another as spirits and engage in jolly cooperation. Of course, we are not the only ones engaged, but I am a warrior of the sun. Spot my summon signature easily by its brilliant aura. If you miss it, you must be blind.
So Solaire's cool, and he'll help you throughout the game. He shows up quite a few times, and he has his own quest line. If you help him finish it, great. It's pretty cool. I won't spoil that, but he does have a full-on quest line. He can also be summoned to help you with some of the fights. And that item he just gave me, this here, lets me put down a summon sign so other players can summon me to help them out. And I'm also able to summon other players. So the key I got, right, the basement key, that unlocks this door right here. Not going to unlock it just yet because there's something I want to do first. I'm going to run across this bridge. I'm probably going to get burned, but that's okay. Just going to ignore these mobs. Now, this won't kill me, but it's going to kill all those mobs and give me a bunch of souls. Okay, so I'm going to just stay down here, go over here, and we're going to kick this ladder down. Slide down. Now we're back here. Back at this checkpoint. So I'm going to go ahead and set my spawn. And we're going to go back up to this bridge now. Yeah, it is an early soul farm. You're absolutely correct. Like, you can crawl up here a couple times and, like, go up there and aggro that dragon, and he'll kill all those mobs in one fire breath and give you all the souls. Like, I just step out here for a second, go back down here, boom. There's 555 souls. But the real trick, okay, is not that. What we're going to do, we're going to run around this, let him breathe his fire. Okay, he's not going to do it. So I'm going to stand right here for a minute. Just wait for him to see me. He's going to jump down. And as soon as he does, I'm going to run like hell. Just give him a minute. I'm just going to run past him. I want to go ahead and rest at the fire really quick, so it despawns him. And he'll disappear for a minute. There's a couple of cool things about this area. First thing is, this shortcut leads back to the bell tower, back to where the gargoyle fight is in the blacksmith. It's an easy shortcut. We're going to open this. And I already opened up the other shortcut up there. We're going to go up there shortly. Now this over here is a Covenant area. Now, you have to come up here, you have to have a faith of 25 or help 5 other players defeat a boss and get enough, like, yeah, I think just that. And then you can join the Sunbros Covenant. And that's pretty cool. You can help other players a lot more. You get these sunlight like medals that you can use to level up in the Covenant and get access to special like faith-based spells and stuff. Okay, and then out here we have these guys. Just gonna take these guys out real quick. This is your Claymore, which is one of the best swords in the game, arguably. And some more souls here. Now that door that I can unlock, we'll get back to that. That actually leads to a place after I kill the gargoyles that I'm going to want to go. Now we're going to head back up here, which I unlocked a little earlier. Let's kill this guy. Now at this tower is another Black Knight. Now this is the guy that drops the big Black Knight sword. I'm going to use a couple more humanity. And the reason being, when you use humanity, up till you get the score of 10, this increases my item discovery, which is the stat on the far right of the screen there. It's up to 210 now. It's as high as it can go with just that. Even one humanity gives you 50, I think it's 50 or 100 extra points. I think it's 50 points to item discovery, which is huge. So you always want to have at least a point or two into humanity, just that makes it so you have a higher percentage chance of getting like items that have a percentage chance of being dropped from a mob. Now, some items are guaranteed, but the vast majority of them are like just a chance. So this is one way to increase it quite a bit. You can also get a ring or a helmet later on that gives you another 200 points, which will get you up to 410% chance. But let's go kill this Black Knight up here, or maybe get smashed. We'll see what happens. Yes, you're talking about the Mimic Head. Yes, that's correct. But it also does a little bit of damage to you while you're wearing it. So generally I don't like to use that. I prefer the ring, which you get in Sen's Fortress. So I didn't get his big sword, but that's okay. I don't really use it anyways. But that is how you get it from that guy. And that's the only chance you're going to get it until like the end of the game when you're about to face off against the final boss. But once you're there's like an area there that spawns one of each kind of Black Knight. So you can actually farm that area. So you get the Black Knight Sword, the Black Knight Greatsword, the Black Knight Axe, and the Black Knight Halberd. Okay, he's not going to be able to follow me up here. These alluring skulls we're about to use those. I'm going to show you a trick right here. But this guy's coming up. I'm going to kill him first. Alright, let's go ahead and equip. Where is it? There it is, the Alluring Skulls. So if you look at the item description on an Alluring Skull, right? A skull with meekly lingering souls. Throw to shatter, or meekly lingering souls. Throw to shatter and spread souls to attract certain types of enemies. Souls are a concentration of life, and the life-starved hollows are lured by its power. Not effective for all enemies. So, you see that bonfire? We're going to set ourselves to throw this skull in there. And watch this guy charge right into the fire and burn the hell out of himself. So that does a bunch of damage. Then he runs away for a second. We'll let him come back over here. Before we throw the next one, because we want to make sure he sees it. We'll throw another one. They only last a few seconds, so you want to make sure they see it quickly. He saw it, he got a little more damage there. Is that hollow going to come around after me? It looks like he is. So this guy's like weak against fire anyways. Let's go kill this hollow really quick. Now he can also drop a unique item. Let's see if he does it though. Nope. So he can drop like a pig's helmet. It's a big, heavy helmet with a lot of poise and protection. And you can get some more later in Duke's Archives. The helmet you get from old Plummet down there is for strength build, right? No, dude, feel free to ask questions. That's what we're here for. You know, I want to help people out best I can, and it gives us something to talk about, right? So don't apologize for creating conversation. I actually really appreciate it. But yes, it's more for I wouldn't say strength build, more of an endurance build, right? Your armor has nothing to do with your strength. Your endurance has everything to do with how much weight you can carry, or wear rather. So yeah, I guess like generally speaking, if you're going to do a strength build, a lot of times you do hit a lot of endurance for the heavy armor. But some people don't. They'll just do like a lot of strength, but very little endurance because they're just like, you know, maybe like a lot of strength and vitality. So they're kind of a glass cannon. Like they want to run up and slam you with a big heavy club or something and do a shitload of damage, try to kill you in one hit, as opposed to trading blows with you, you know, like a heavy armored knight. Which is cool. I like that there's a lot of different styles you can play this in, and they're all pretty viable. So where I'm going now is actually going to take us back to where the gargoyles are, because we're going to fight the gargoyles here in a couple of minutes. But first, I'm going to kill this guy. See if maybe he drops me a Titanite shard. No? Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'll probably get it, but I don't use it. But I'll definitely show people how to get it. I probably should have showed how to get the Drake sword. I just fucking hate that weapon. I think it sucks. And it's a noob weapon, and I just don't like it. It's easy to get, though. Like, you can jump on YouTube and Google, you know, or search, you know, like, how to get the Drake sword. And a million people have made videos how to do that. Basically, you just get under the bridge and you can see his like tail swinging when he's up on the tower, and just shoot it with a bow and arrow until his tail falls off, and it'll automatically go in your inventory. It's pretty easy. Takes about, I don't know, 15-20 arrows. We're going to head down to Andre really quick and set my spawn. And maybe level up, use all these souls before we go to the fight. Yeah, I can't think of anything else I need before the gargoyle fight. I've gathered most of the main gear, and we'll go over that really quick. I'm gonna go put all my crap I don't need in my chest over here too, and we'll level up, do any upgrades we want to do. Okay, so let's go ahead and reverse hollowing. Tip for everyone in chat: do not hit Andre the Blacksmith, quite the UFC fighter. Yes, Andre will kick your ass probably, and if you do kill him, good for you. Now you don't have somebody to upgrade your weapons. Like your main weapons, if you want to do that, which is the most powerful way to upgrade weapons, well, he's gone, and there's no way to go past like +5 or +10 anymore. So don't do that. So we're gonna go to our bottomless box and just put away crap we don't need. I'm gonna keep the longsword because I'm gonna upgrade it. Get rid of these broken swords. I'm going to put the Claymore and Zweihander away because I'm not going to use them. I want the Rapier S-Stock. Don't need that. Don't really need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Yep, don't need none of that. Don't need this extra armor. Don't need the leather armor. Don't want any of this hollow gear. So it can all go out there. And honestly, I get rid of useless rings too. Blue Tearstone, never going to use it. So you can still do the Giant Blacksmith, but remember, the Giant Blacksmith cannot modify your equipment. He can upgrade it. But once you hit that +5 or +10 mark where you need to get to 6 or 11, only Andre the Blacksmith can use the Giant Ember, or the Large Ember and the Very Large Ember, to do that one crucial upgrade, right? So that's the problem. Now, if you've already gotten to plus 11, you're good if you kill Andre, because then, yes, you can continue to upgrade from there. But that's the problem is those little... my cat in real quick. But it's just those crucial bottlenecks, right, for upgrading. It's where you're going to run into problems if you do that. But if you don't use those, like, there's plenty of weapons that you can just upgrade. You're still not too much later in Anor Londo. Yes, exactly. Now, if you're going to upgrade through Twinkling Titanite, you're in a much better position, right? So I've killed 2 Black Knights already. I killed the guy with the big sword, and he didn't drop it. And I think I killed the Black Knight with the long sword. He didn't drop that. I can actually go kill the Black Knight that has the halberd and see if he drops that. That's a cool weapon before we go fight the gargoyles. But I'm gonna level up though. Let's see. Let's get our strength up to like 16. Let's get our vitality up a little bit. A little more on endurance. Okay, this feels better. Let's make sure everything's repaired. Okay. So yeah, let's go try to get that Black Knight halberd, since that's kind of part of the whole gear thing. Now, if you do get the Black Knight halberd, it is such an OP weapon. I've beaten the game with that too, but it makes it, honestly, kind of too easy. Because, like, not only does the Black Knight halberd already do this, just tons of damage, it is a really overpowered weapon. But it only needs Twinkling Titanite to upgrade, and Twinkling Titanite's pretty easy to find early on if you know what you're doing. So, like, at the start of the game, basically, I could have a +4 Black Knight weapon and be halfway to a +5 just by doing a few key things that I haven't really done yet, but because I haven't gotten any Black Knight weapon to do that with. Oh, let me grab that. Okay, now let's go down to this Black Knight. Black weapons are so good early game, and it's a good strength weapon that can carry you quite far. Absolutely. Yeah, you can beat the game with a Black Knight weapon quite easily. And some people do, and they're like, man, Dark Souls wasn't that hard. It's like, yeah, because you got lucky. You got a super nice drop. And you were able to carve through most enemies in 1 or 2 shots, and you were able to carve through a lot of the bosses. Like, sure, yeah. Oops, I turned a little too soon. Down here, that's right. That's right, he's right down here. But if I'm going to use a Black Knight weapon, I really like the Black Knight halberd. It is awesome. If not that, the Black Knight sword is really good, the smaller one. It's a little faster. The big one does the most damage, though. Show the hidden areas and doors. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm going to have him chase me up here. We have a little better place to fight. This here should do. Okay, all I got was the blue Titanite chunk, so no Black Knight weapons for me. And that's fine. I don't use them anyways. And I could have waited, like, if I really wanted to, if I was super hardcore about getting that, I could have waited until we get to Anor Londo and I get the gold serpent ring. And that would give me another 200 points to my item find, and then I could have come after these Black Knights. And had a much better chance of dropping those items. But their base dropping chance is only 20%. So even if you add the extra 410%, right, you still just roll the dice and can very easily miss them. But I've had runs where I don't have like any humanity at all, and I get all 3 of the weapons really easily. It's weird. Here, I'm just going to be too lazy to walk and just bone back. Like, these bones are easy to get anyways. Alright, we're going to go to the boss now. Let me grab one more level. Let's see, actually, let me do a soul dump really quick. Might go ahead and upgrade my my sword. We'll go ahead and use 2 more humanity. I try not to be too careless with my humanity, but honestly, I don't die much. And when I do, I don't tend to lose my humanity and souls. Pretty good about recovering my stuff, so I'm not stressing it too much. And a baseline of 10 throughout the game is just fine for finding gear. Now, if you're doing PvP, you want to try to max out at 99, because it gives you higher resistances. One part I feel of DS that is a bit underdeveloped is the bows. If there's no bows, there's just something missing about bow mechanics. You can't really easily make a good bow-based build. Am I just delusional? Actually, bow builds are pretty good in this game. But it kind of depends also, right? Like, obviously you're going to have problems with enemies that have shields. They're going to be really, really hard to hit with a bow, because the shields in this game, as long as they're up, like, they're blocking anything that comes near them. Even if it looks like the arrow's going over the shield and going to hit them in their face, it's still going to block it. So that's where the issue lies. Hold on one second. Here, I need to buy something here. I'm going to buy 7 of these. Then I'm going to reinforce my longsword. Wait, did I not buy those? Oh, whoops. I must not have confirmed. There we go. So one of my builds I did earlier, right? I did a Robin Hood-like build, right? Just a hunter. So I was using bows. I got a long bow, and I got the black, like Pharaoh's black bow you get later on. Or Ferris's black bow. And I made sure, though, like, to have regular weapons too, right? Like, I was carrying a shield and I believe a short sword as my side weapon, or a spear. So when you run into situations where you do have to fight someone with a shield, I think it's really crucial either you're really good at parrying or you can kick. So you can kick them and then they're vulnerable to attack with your melee weapon. But you can use your bow on the vast majority of enemies, and it does just fine. If you upgrade your bow and your dex, make sure it's doing good damage, man, you can snipe a whole lot of enemies before they're ever a threat to you. So I actually think a bow build is pretty good. I was trying a Deathless run before, and I got really far, like almost all the way to Anor Londo without dying with my bow build. Because just most of the enemies, I didn't have to engage them. Like, it's far enough away, I could just zap them. You know, just pop them with the arrows. So, yeah, don't underestimate the bow. It's actually a good build in this. Now, one problem, though, is, like, the speed of your shot, right? Like, even though the longbow and, like, Ferris's bow probably does the most damage. Now, not counting the great bows, right? You have like, Gao's bow and you have, like, the dragon bow. And those are huge and they're slow and they shoot giant, expensive arrows that do tons of damage. But generally, it's just, they're kind of impractical. So it's better to use, like, the longbow or something, or probably the best one is going to be the compound bow. The compound bow actually scales on strength and dexterity, but it's a little smaller and it attacks fast like the short bow does. So, like, you can roll and like, get off a quick shot on an enemy, you know, and get off shots and move very quickly, unlike with the longbow or one of the large bows where you need to be a lot more stable. The longbow is better to use, like, say you see an enemy far out and they haven't seen you and you just want to try to snipe them. That's great. You got more distance, you do a little more damage, fantastic. But if you're going to be doing more close combat, like, say, with a boss or PvP, or just with mobs like this, you want to use either the short bow or the compound bow for its faster attack speed. The only reason I say it's difficult is the draw speed. And against bosses like Artorias is going to be difficult. Yeah. With bosses like Artorias, you just have to be patient, right? Because Artorias makes himself vulnerable quite a bit. Usually like when he's going to charge up or after he does a few certain attacks. So you just kind of wait for that, you know, and maybe keep your shield up or roll around. And then when he's vulnerable, you get your shots off. That's kind of just how you got to do it. Like, any way I fight Artorias, you have to be patient and wait for him to be vulnerable, or he's going to kick your ass. So it doesn't really matter if you're using a bow or spells. Yeah, you need to be careful. And honestly, I feel like people are full of shit when they say that mages are the easiest way to play Dark Souls. I think that's stupid. Mages are hard as hell to play correctly. They're squishy. You know, they can't wear much for armor. They got to stay fast. They suck at melee. And yeah, a lot of the early enemies are pretty easy. Ooh, I can get, you know, I'm going to get another player to help me. This guy dressing like Patches, that's funny. I'm just going to carve through this boss, and I don't mind using summons. It helps people out. They get some souls. They get, especially these Sunbros, they get cool stuff from it. And I'm going to summon Solaire too. We're going to kick this gargoyle's ass. You're going to see how easy this can be. Ooh, another spearman. He's using the demon spear, so he's already been to Anor Londo. Alright, here we go, gargoyles. The hell, mages and wizard builds are way too center damage. If you use a snappy dex build, the mage is screwed. Yeah. Now, mages do a lot of damage, right? You can absolutely smoke some of the bosses with the mage really fast. But some bosses are really strong against magic. And some are so fucking fast, it's hard to even hit them. While you're trying to cast your more powerful spells, they're gonna hit you. And it's really, like, some of them don't have many openings. Like, go ahead and fight Manus with a mage. And see how that feels, or Artorias. Or like the Capra Demon, or just anything that's fast, it sucks. Try to hit his tail. There we go. Now we got his gargoyle tail axe. Alright, and we did it. Oh, I got the gargoyle helm. That's always nice to have. And 10,000 souls right there. So the gargoyle helm is cool for a couple of reasons. So it's lighter than most that offer similar protection. It's got much better resistances, like better bleed, better poison, magic, fire, lightning defense, durability. It's all better. And its poise is still 8. Like, this is a really, really good helmet. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on. Mage builds are easier at Elden Ring, more variety speeds and quick casting, as well as and spoof buffs. Okay. Probably. And again, I get why people would consider them easy in some ways in this game, but I feel like in order to be good with a mage, you kind of need to already be good at melee and understanding like how the mobs work, right? Like you need to have already gotten good at dealing with a lot of these guys, just so you know when to dodge them and what enemies are going to do what and what spells to use against them and who's strong against what. Otherwise, just like any other class, man, it's going to be a learning experience. You're gonna get your ass kicked a lot. You're gonna die a lot, and since you don't have armor, you're gonna get killed in 1 or 2 shots. as a mage as opposed to, like, you know, a warrior with good armor and a lot of hit points. But you can absolutely melt a lot of enemies with spells, that's true. But then you'll have guys with shields that you'll have to hit a couple of times, you know, or some guy, you know, or whatever. It's just, it can be a problem sometimes. But I played a bit with a mage. I've never beaten it with a mage. I always get bored like halfway through. Yeah, they're good for support, they're good for summoning, absolutely. I think they're kind of bad in PvP, because there's only like a couple of spells that are worth a shit in PvP. Most people like to use Dark Bead. That one hits pretty hard. And it casts really fast. So, and it's like a shotgun. So if you're right up close to somebody and you cast it in their face, you're going to kill them in like one shot. Right, so this guy's really important. If you ever need to be forgiven, like you hit an NPC and you aggro him and you don't kill him, you come back to this guy and request absolution. I have not sinned, so I'm good, but you pay him a certain amount of souls, and he'll, like those mobs will, or the NPCs will forgive you, and you won't have to fight him anymore. You can also abandon your covenants with him and not suffer any consequences. And he sells a couple of items. Purging stones for 3 grand are super important. I'm going to buy one just in case I need it. It's that important. Book of the Guilty is cool to have if you're going to PvP later. Same thing with indictments. You can use those to report players that kill you in PvP, and then it'll report them to like this covenant and they'll go into this Book of the Guilty, and then they can use that to invade those guys when they're online and try to kill them back. But not a lot of people are in that covenant, honestly, and the indictments really just kind of add to this player score, which people are competitive about. I'm actually friends with one of the guys. He's like the number 8 guy. Moosley, it's got a couple, like 3 and 3 zeros, is like the number 3 guy on here. Like if I'll go ahead and buy this and show you. I'll even get some indict things. Why not? I got plenty of souls. I don't care. Tip for new players: always have purging for Undead Burg, especially. Yeah. Well, not the Undead Burg. It's for the depths. In the depths, there's those basilisks that'll turn you into stone and curse you. And you need that to break the curse. And then also, if you ever find the Hollows, which is a secret level in Blighttown, there's some of those guys there too. So I'm going to use a bone and go ahead and return back to Firelink Shrine, because I don't want to walk back. There's no reason to from here. Or at least return here, which I can shortcut back. Yeah. Yeah, no worries. So, that book I was talking about, let me just show you guys what that does. There it is, the Book of the Guilty. So if I open this up, this guy right here, number 9, Moosley 000, I know this guy. I'm friends with him. I've fought him quite a few times. I've beaten him a couple times. He's really tough, but I'm actually pretty good at PvP. He generally fights in level 50 to 55 at Anor Londo. He likes to hang out there a lot. That's where I like to PvP a lot, and so over the last like 2 years or so, I've run into him quite a few times, fought him a lot. Really nice guy. Really honorable player. He's pretty cool. I'm also in the top 10 list here, but I'm like, or not top 10, but I'm probably down quite a lot. York raids. Let me find me. So this character's data is not found. It's my main character is like, I don't know, like 700s something. It's a long way down the list. But I think I've been purged of my sins before, and he tends to use the same character. I think it depends on your actual character you're playing, not just your screen name, maybe? Something like that. But anyways, yeah, he's cool. And every time you get indicted, right, that's what goes to that store that was with them. You get 1 point per indictment. And if you request absolution, you lose all those. So a lot of PvPers take that score as like a matter of pride. And so they like it when somebody indicts them. And they don't care if they get invaded by the other Covenant. They'll probably beat, like Moosley will kill 99% of those guys easily. They're just extra points for him. And like most good PvPers will absolutely smack those guys around. Another nice weapon is the sword you get from the snakes in Sin's Fortress. Yes, it is. Not one I tend to use, but it is a good one. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm going to go down to Firelink Shrine really quick, and I'm going to save it. And then we're going to head towards Undead Burg. Or not Undead Burg, Lower Undead Burg, and the Capra Demon fight. We're going to go save our progress down here, and I'm going to level up really fast. And then we will head to Lower Ended Burg. Show you a little bit more gear there, a few more important things. Let's go ahead and do that. And level up. I think I want my strength at least at 18. Back to the Asylum yet? Not yet. I usually go to the Asylum right before I go to Blighttown, because I get the Rusted Ring there. And also the Crest Shield there I like to get. I'm going to use that. I use that in PvP a lot, to be honest. But it's also good against the Moonlight Butterfly, or any boss that uses a lot of magic. Like, actually, the boss in that level, I like to use that against him. But I don't like to face that boss until I have a plus 10 weapon at least, because he's an absolute damage sponge. It just takes forever to kill if you only have like a plus 5 weapon. So we're going to head up to the bonfire, the first one up here, and I'm going to use the shortcut up the Dragon Bridge. But instead of going to the next bonfire there, we're going to go back towards where Solaire was and finally unlock that door. Tip for the new players: try not to go aggro the NPC sitting at Firelink Shrine bonfire. It's going to be a pain to deal with. Yes, he's a pain in the ass. He'll probably kill you. And then he'll haunt that fire, and every time you go there, you won't be able to rest, because he'll keep attacking you. So don't do that. Though, later on, though, you'll have to fight him and kill him, so that's fine, but he's going to aggro somewhere else. He'll move, and then you'll find him later, down in New Londo Ruins. So just wait for that. But I haven't even talked to him yet. I usually don't even bother to speak to him anymore, because he's kind of useless for a veteran player. If you're new, he gives you some good information and offers you some, like, early guidance in the game. But once he hollows, he's pretty useless. So this path here, this is where you get that dragon tail. Okay, so you see how he gets up there, right? And I'll just show you really quick how it works. Go ahead and equip a bow. I'm not going to do the whole thing, but all you do is you just aggro any early game NPC if you're new. Yeah, don't do that. Just, I don't like to aggro any NPCs if I can help it. So the best way to shoot this, right? Because you want to hit it while it's moving. You see the little gap right there on the wall that I'm aiming at? You aim for there, because that's where his tail stops moving. Then aim just a little above it. I'm going to draw back. Wait till his tail's away and it just starts to come back. And now I fire. Okay, so a little bit lower. A little bit lower. Okay, a little bit over more. So you gotta get your timing down. Boom, that hit it right. Now he's gonna come over here. And I have a chance to hit it again right there. Now he's gonna fly back up there. Most likely. Yep. And you just keep doing the same thing. I don't think I have enough arrows, to be honest. Ooh, I missed too. Yeah, I'm not going to bother. I'm going to run out of arrows doing this. But that's how you do it. You keep shooting his tail until it falls off. Yeah, it takes a lot. And I don't care about the weapon. I think it sucks ass. So I'm not going to bother with it. I actually don't even bother killing this guy most of the time. As a boss, I hate this guy. He's really hard. He can like one-shot you with his fire breath. And all he drops is like a dragon scale. Which I don't give a shit about. Oh, whoops. Oof, he almost killed me. You know what? I think I kind of over-aggroed him. Let's un-aggro him real quick. Did he just fly off? He might have just flown away. Alright, that's good enough. He might burn me once as I'm flying, but he's not going to kill me. Okay, I'm safe now that I've crossed it, so no problem. I'm gonna slide down this. I've accidentally just walked off that before and died. Hey man, gotta go. But I will indeed be back, and tell Solaris that I have a blessed day. Hey, yeah, thanks man. Once again, thanks for the follow. Yeah, thanks for hanging around. But I'm going to continue on at least until I kill the... probably once I kill that boss, the Capra Demon, I'm going to have to go myself. But we're a little ways from that still. So we go up here, we're going to unlock a shortcut. Which takes you back to basically that same checkpoint I was working from before, where the Dragon Bridge is. Just back in this area. In case I have to make the run back from that checkpoint. Yeah, see you next time, man. Alright, so back down here now. That's where we came from. Now this is where poise starts to come in real handy. These dogs attack really fast. And they'll absolutely stun lock you if you're not careful. So having a little poise is going to save your life against them. So that, remember the undead merchant that we found at the last checkpoint? So you get a residence key from him, and you use that key to unlock this door. That's different for the new player. Fighting the Capra Demon is going to be awful. Yeah, you know, it doesn't have to be. So this guy... he is your first trainer that sells you sorceries. When you rescue him, he's going to return to Firelink Shrine, and I can go there and purchase early level sorceries from him. Much like the cleric guy up there sells you miracles. Now the only guy we're missing now for selling types of spells is our early pyromancer, which we're going to find him in the depths after we kill this boss here. There's a guy on the other side of this door. I can just stab him with my spear. Now he's dead. And this comes in really handy. Because when I go up here a little further, all these doors kick open. And like 3 of these assassins will come pouring out and attack you. Unless you kill them first. And one of them had an item in his room. The Mailbreaker. It looks like a sai. But it's one of the best counterattack weapons in the game. So like if you parry somebody and then critical him with it, it does a lot of damage with that weapon. think this is... So the black leather armor set here is actually one of the best light sets in the game. Oh, we'll forget about that dog. Okay. Now before you go into this boss fight, there is another shortcut. So we're going to hang a right down this little set of stairs. Gonna kill this guy. Kill that guy. Now, when we do kill the boss, he's going to give us a key that opens this door right here. This is the door to the depths. We're going to come back to that. Going to get those. But for the moment, we're going to go up these stairs. There's an archer right here. Let's kill him. Now, if this sewer looks familiar, here's the female undead merchant. And you can get a lot of cool stuff from her. Blood red moss, purple moss. Most importantly, the blooming purple moss clump. You're going to want a few of these before you go to Blighttown. I would say at least 5. You can buy them from her, or you can farm them from the Bushmen. Dung Pie is really cool in PvP. And some enemies are actually pretty vulnerable to Toxin. But they give people Toxin if you hit them a couple times. Charcoal Pine Resin. I'm here actually for a couple of these. This next boss is really vulnerable to fire. And her Homeward Bones are fairly cheap here. I'm going to get a couple of those from her. Prism Stones, we're going to want a bunch of these for later. So, happy to spend my money right there. And then further down here, we have this is a shortcut back to Firelink Shrine. We're actually going to want to go rest at Firelink Shrine, because if I do die at the Capra Demon, this is the best run back we can hope for. It's probably the shortest, maybe not, but it's definitely the safest. There we go, finally got humanity from that rat. So I'm just going to go rest really quick. Now remember when you're playing this, Firelink Shrine always gives you 10 heals whenever you rest here. Until later, once you get the Rite of Kindling, you can bump it up to 20. But any fire that has a Fire Keeper is going to give you 10 automatically whenever you rest at it. If it does not have a Fire Keeper, it's going to be 5 until you kindle it. I can't level up or anything. Well, I can repair my gear though real quick. I try to make it a habit whenever I rest. Just go ahead and repair your gear. It just takes a second. Only costs a few souls, and it keeps your gear in tip-top shape. So you're not having those problems later on with breaking your gear. So now we're just going to go straight back up here. I always kill this rat just in case he drops in humanity. But once you get to the depths, there is an area we can farm like 22 rats. So you can make like humanity runs through and grab like 2 or 3 at least every run, and stock up on humanity if you don't mind grinding a little bit. So now we're going to go back down to the boss. And you can see how this run so far isn't that dangerous. Right? Killed a couple of hollows, 1 rat. This archer here, who's really simple. Then we have these 2 assassins here. And there's 2 dogs. Okay. Adjust some of my equipment. I don't want that. We're gonna adjust to the fire resin. Charcoal pine resin, rather. And we'll have some fire bombs. Alright, the dogs are dead first. That's always key. Kill the dogs. If you can get a plunge attack off on this guy, fantastic. Like, you can block most of his shots with a shield, but just when he goes 2 hands. Oof, I forgot to roll. And he's done. So now that we've killed him, we're just gonna head down here. Since I still have a little bit of time, yeah, I'm still good. I beat him a lot quicker than I thought. I'll take us into the depths a little bit. But, you know what, I'm going to level first because I don't want a chance getting invaded down there and losing everything. So let's go ahead and head back to Firelink. And we're going to level up. Okay, endurance and vitality, there we go. Okay, repair my gear. Oh yeah, my armor too. I'll put away some gear I'm not going to be using. Let's get rid of... Oh, I already had a longsword plus 5. Okay, crap. Put this away. Oh well, not a big deal. Put that away. That can go away. I don't need the Sorcerer's Catalyst. I don't need the Target Shield. And that leather armor I can put away. Sorcerer's armor can go away. Black leather gear can go away. Okay. How much do I need to level again? 122. Can I soul dump? That's not gonna do it. Okay, that's alright. We're in a good spot. So we can head to the depths now. So I can show you a couple of secrets there, and there's a checkpoint in the depths that a lot of people miss. And there's a couple of shortcuts. There's like a shortcut that goes through almost the whole level. It's really awesome. So now we'll use this shortcut. Now we're going to unlock this door into the depths. So one of the first big secrets is right here. Okay, so we're gonna want to kill this dog. Then we're gonna kill the butcher here. Okay, so dealt with her. And this is where you get the large ember. You bring this to Andre the Smith, and he will use that to upgrade your gear. Now there's a big shortcut right here. If I drop down there, it'll take me near the shortcut, or sorry, near the checkpoint, and I can shortcut to the boss run. Before I do that, I want to grab something over here first, so I don't have to come back for it. Okay, so up here, you see that guy up there? I was trying to parry, that was stupid. Oops. I mean, you can parry this guy for sure. Oh, crap. And they'll drop that sack. You can use that actually to trade also for like a big hammer or something with Snuggly the Crow. So what I wanted is to go up here and rescue this guy.
Yeah, over here. Please.
He's your pyromancy trainer, and he's going to go back to Firelink Shrine also now. Yeah, I keep emoting on accident.
Oh, hello there. I'm fine.
Alright, so he's good now. We'll find him later, but at this point, like if I'm a pyromancer or want to use pyromancy at all, this is when I would go back to Firelink and start buying some of his pyromancies and upgrading my fire hand. So the checkpoint I was talking about... Oh, crap. I usually dodge those guys better than that. heal real quick. And these guys have a chance of dropping Titanite shards, or large Titanite shards, so they're good to kill sometimes, but it's a low chance, like 2%. So what I wanted here was this. This is my checkpoint. Now you can get invaded here as well. So as quickly as possible, once you unlock this, you just want to rest at it. And actually I'm going to kindle it. Okay. Now I'm going to show you that shortcut I was talking about. So that item there, you gotta watch out, because that guy's gonna fall on you. Okay, let's take care of him. Now, luckily for us, the butchers do not respawn once you've taken them out. So this hole right here, right? I'm going to drop down this. There's a couple things we can get. There's a mini-boss right here. Before we go fight him, there's a poison shield over here. Or spider shield. Which makes you immune to poison and toxin if it hits, like, you know, the shield. Kill that rat. Get his humanity. Gonna get the sewer chamber key. Grab the soul of a nameless soldier. Then we head over here to the left side. It's like a waterfall kind of thing here. You're gonna hug the left side of the wall and just let yourself slide down. Land here. Slimes hate fire, so might as well use that on them. Oh, I ran out. Let's not worry about it right now. Go up here real quick. And we can unlock this. Up here. Up these stairs. And we are right back at this checkpoint. Now I'm going to level up a little bit. Let's do vitality. And vitality. We need hit points. Okay. Now I'm going to show you a shortcut to the boss. Sorry. It's down here. If you go this way... This little area, we just unlocked that little shortcut. Go over here. You go that way, it'll take you to the boss. Over here, this is the merchant down here. And actually, once you clear this area, he also returns to Firelink Shrine. He sits under the bridge right next to Firelink Shrine, actually. And once you beat the boss, he's going to give you a key that opens this door here, takes you down to the Blight Town. Oh, I can't just... It's gotta be in the way. Okay, so once you get up here, right, look down there, that is the arena you're going to face the Gaping Dragon in, which is the boss here. And that set of gear is just like leather armor. It's kind of crap, so I wouldn't even bother with it, but it's there if you want it. So there's also a sorcerer above you. Now, the one thing about this shortcut is you don't want to use it until you've killed that sorcerer. Because the sorcerer, he will shoot you with magic while you're trying to fight the boss, and he'll buff the boss. Make him hit you even harder. But, while you're down here, there's a couple of things you can grab. This, the heavy crossbow, I really like. It's a good weapon for a lot of the game. I prefer the Avalon crossbow, but you can't get that until Duke's Archives. Can I go this way yet? Yeah. Okay, can't go through there. Okay, that's right. So now that I got that, take this guy out. Ooh, humanity. Nice. Okay, so now I'm going to go back up to my checkpoint. Well, there's another way I can go too. I can go down here, right? And if I do this, I will kill a couple of these rats. Hold on, I'll do it real quick. And I can also fight that guy that invades you. It gives you the spiked armor later. He's really cool. I'll actually let him invade me. So I kind of want to fight him. But if you go too far... Did I aggro that guy? Shit, I did. You end up aggroing these guys, which is not good. He's not too bad. But I don't want to go further in, like, there's just more of those guys. The only item down here is there's a ring. The Ring of the Evil Eye, or Evil Eye Ring or something. And when you hit an enemy, or you kill an enemy, it gives you a little bit of life back. Which is fine if you're using, like, chaos weapons, or something that drains your life. Or if you tend to take a lot of hits in combat, you need it, fine. I don't care about it, I don't want it. But it's easy to find if you keep going that way. Okay, so we're gonna go back up to my checkpoint. Probably gonna level one more time, and then we're gonna head towards the boss. Oh, someone wants to be summoned. Cool. I'll absolutely summon the help because I hate this boss. Alright. Oh, he's a wizard with a halberd. Okay, cool, cool. He's like, yeah, let's go. I hope I didn't lose this guy. Let me get him there. Did he fall down? Is he down there? Oh man. I think he fell down to where the basilisks are. Which was not what we wanted. That's alright, let's go back here. We want to go kill the sorcerer. There's the sorcerer. Oh, I didn't even see that little rat. So one thing I really want over here is there's a large Titanite shard right here, which allow me to +6 my weapon, but I'm not going to bother doing that right now. I have to go all the way back to Andre to do that. I still don't feel like making that run. This dude is still down there. Alright, I'll go this way and try to find him so I can lead him back to the boss. Oh crap. Oh, there he is. Might as well do this boss. So I have a little time. But I think once I clear this, yeah, I'm probably gonna just go back to Firelink Shrine and quit. God, let's be skipped. Hit his little snoot. The one thing I forgot to use was my lightning. Where is it? There it is. There we go. Got his axe tail. Oof. He almost killed me. Nice, I think we got him. Yes. Alright, fantastic, we got him. There's that leather gear. So I'm just going to bone back, because I don't want to walk. So I have like 34,000 souls, Jesus. Alright, well. Well, 30 now. There we go. Which is about where you want to be when you go to, what is it? Blighttown anyways. So I'm just going to run back to Firelink Shrine. I'm going to save my game. And I'm going to quit. Because I've got to go. My girlfriend's getting off work. So far, so good. I think I've only died one time. Actually, we're going to go to Andre and upgrade my weapon really quick and stay with that fire there. Because the next spot we're going to go to is going to be Blighttown. Well, actually, no, it'll be the Undead Asylum. We're not going to do that today. Ah. So here's that mage we rescued.
Oh, hello. At least we both...
Okay. And here is the pyromancer we rescued.
Oh, I see you, mate. Yeah, I have mine. Oh, yeah. I think you have it. I'll be pleased. Ah.
Tell him no.
Yeah, wonderful. I'm sure that... Here. A flame. Why, let's get...
So he can sell you pyromancies, or you can upgrade your pyromancy flame with him, which will cause fire spells to do more damage. I don't really mess with them, so I'm not real worried about it. Let me rest here really quick, and now we're going to go up to Andre while I'm thinking about it, and just go ahead and upgrade my my weapon. Now this girl, eventually, you're going to rescue her in the Tomb of the Giants, and she'll come back and become a trainer for advanced miracles for you. There's also an advanced pyromancies and sorcery trainer too. Big Hat Logan is for sorceries. You find him in Sin's Fortress, and then later in he goes, well, once you rescue from there, you can buy some spells for him, but eventually he's going to go to Duke's Archives and you have to rescue him again. Wait, I don't want to go this way. This way. And then for the pyromancy, you'll find that gal in Blighttown. Like, Pyromancy is probably the easiest one to max out, just because you find the trainers pretty early. And you only need souls to max out all the stuff. Like the damage and everything. And Pyromancy doesn't scale on any stats, so it doesn't matter how you level up. Except for maybe having a few points into allotment. Or attunement, so that you could, which is what gives you your spell slots.
I could. Why not?
So we're going to give him Large Ember.
I could.
Then I'm going to modify the Wing Spear.
Go
Plus
get
6.
yourself.
Now, technically, if I wanted to, I can sit down in the depths and I can farm those slimes. And they do drop large Titanite eventually, or green Titanites. And I can do that until I plus 10 any weapons I want. I can do the same thing for my armor, upgrade it all the way. That's fine, I just usually don't. But it is possible to do there, it just takes quite a while. Okay, well, that's going to be enough for the stream. Thank you so much for all those that have joined me. Appreciate the follows. And I'll continue this later. Y'all have a good one.